Okay, so we've got bylaw number 1, which was submitted by Jim McConnell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, it's great to know the party is going to have sufficient funds, and we're confident we can come in with that. But frankly, I don't see that as our biggest problem. In my view, our biggest problem is that the platform is seen as a collection of velleities. A velleity, those who are not familiar with the term, refers to something you profess to believe in, but when push comes to shove, you don't do anything to advance. I think there are a great many people out there who, quite frankly, think we talk a great game, but really don't do anything about it when the time comes. That's an issue that I think we have to do something about. Now, while Washington has created that perception, it's clear that we have some responsibility here in New Hampshire as well. For example, in one particularly egregious example in 2015, our National Committee woman filed an amicus brief in the Supreme Court in support of Obergefell versus Hodges. Now, this was the same-sex marriage case, which clearly was contrary to, as a plaintiff in the case. This was a same-sex marriage case, and clearly that was against the party platform, which, bear in mind, we all agree is going to be the platform. If you don't like something in it, your objective, your option is to change it. But in any event, she filed that brief. That was a big deal, and the reason that her filing that brief was a big deal was because of the fact that she was the Republican Party National Committee woman. Had she just been a nice lady from Keene, New Hampshire, it wouldn't have made much difference. Wouldn't have made any difference. But that's an important distinction. When we elevate someone to a position of prominence, they shouldn't use that position to beat up on our platform. If you can't say something nice about it, don't say something at all. The Cheshire County Republican Committee attempted to censure her over her vote, or over her action. And we fell one vote short, but her defense basically was, I'm entitled to my opinion, and it doesn't matter what the party platform says. Well, I was Bob Smith's field director in 2014. I was Pat Buchanan's Florida campaign manager who ran for president. I happen to be pro-choice. I can't tolerate abortion later term, but early on, I'm pro-choice. But nobody ever got that out of me when I was representing either one of those candidates. And there are two of the most pro-life candidates in the country. The long and the short of it is, that's how it has to be in my view. It seems clear to me that something has to be put in the bylaws to ensure that we don't have this happen again. Now, it's been argued that my amendments do not include proposed consequences. But there are 3 sections of our bylaws which provide for removal of officers of the party and the National Committeeman or National Committee woman, and they don't need a specific reason to be removed. Article 2, Section 1, Article 3, and Article 4, Section 3D. Now, all 3 of these sections provide for removal by 2/3 vote of either the state committee or the executive committee. If you're not happy with something that's in the platform, first of all, perhaps you don't want to run for it. Perhaps you don't want to run for party office. But if you do, and you're put in a position where you're expected to say something about that, decline to do so. It's that simple. The point I'm making is that if you are elected to a position of prominence within this party, to represent this party, then you also have to represent the platform, whether you like it or not. You don't have to support that particular point, but you can't say anything to denigrate it. That's really all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Representative.
Just a reminder, speakers, you have 2 minutes. You will be cut off after 2 minutes of speaking.
Thank you, everybody. I'm Bill Smith from Atkinson. I speak in support of this amendment. We just heard a lot of discussion today about unity. It would be good if the officers of our party also believe in unity always going forward and not speak out against the platform and parts of the platform that they might disagree with but which have been voted in by the delegates to the Republican Convention. It may not have any penalties, but regardless, it's the right thing to do on a matter of principle. At least it should be a guideline, even if there are no penalties, that our party leaders should not publicly denigrate the party platform or parts of it. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Matt Mayberry. First, Mr. Chairman, congratulations, first of all.
Thank you, Matt.
A litmus test, an act of retribution. That's kind of what this comes down to. Because if you're a pro-life from conception to natural death, pro-life conservative, you cannot stand behind that podium. If you are pro-choice, you cannot be a party official. If you're gay, you cannot be a party official. And if you're like one of our state senators and our finance chairman and you're gay and married, you really can't be either the chair or vice chair or national committee man or national committee woman. This is a litmus test of who's a good Republican and who's a bad Republican. We need to be Republicans. When we talk about uniting the party and being one voice and one people, but then say, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. We should be the party of inclusion, not exclusion. We need more hellos than we do goodbyes. And I would like to remind the chair and our committee members that our great governor, Chris Sununu, cannot be party chair or vice chair because he is pro-choice. So let's stop excluding people and let's start welcoming people. Thank you for your time and thank you for your indulgence. Please vote no.
All right. Jim Morgan, GOP Finance Chair, Chairman of the Log Cabin Republicans. Each of us need to ask ourselves a question, and that question is inclusivity or not. We cannot stand here and want money from gay Republicans and vote yes on this bill. We cannot stand here if we want to win in 2020 and not show inclusiveness. I ask each one of you to consider this. I ask each one of you to consider the fact that we need to send a message that says we want you, but more importantly, we want your votes. Without the votes, we don't win. The newspapers seem to have picked up on this. The liberal media picked up on this. Please do not send the liberal media a message that we do not include everybody in the party. Besides, in 2020, you won't allow me to run for chair. That would be a mistake. Mr. Chairman, thank you. You're welcome.
Lisa Freeman has signed up to speak. Lisa, not seeing her here, she yields her time. That is all, Mr. Chairman.
Are there any further speakers?
No, sir.
All right, at this point, this amendment was, are you speaking, Al?
Inside. Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to, after listening to the speeches on this here, and I was in the beginning for, I'd like to make a motion to table this.
There's been a motion to table and a second. That's a non-debatable motion. All those in favor of tabling, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? No. The ayes have it. No. All righty. All those in favor will please stand up.
holding their credential in their hand, please. Sergeant at Arms will come around and point at you one at a time. Once you've been pointed at, then you will sit down.
This is a tabling motion. You're standing if you want to table this motion. This amendment.
Same old. No guts.
I agree with you, but it's hard to tell who's yay and nay.
I've got here, and there.
Mr. Chairman, please proceed.
What was the final count?
You need to have the nose stand up, sir.
Okay, all the noes, please stand up. Who are credentialed?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a perfect thing. We're looking, so don't stand up twice. I've done this for fun. It's happened many times. Don't stand up twice, but we're doing the best we can, okay?
The motion to table passes by a vote of 155 to 76.
Parliamentary inquiry.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, do we still have a quorum?
Yes. 122.
Yes, we have,
122 for quorum.
yes, it's 25% of the 505, and we have
231.
231, so we're well above our quorum. Okay, amendment.
Crop TV.